Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. Okay, so today we're going to do a video about the brands that I actually want to try next year. God willing, if I have the funds and if it is available and if they bring out something that I really like, or if what I really like this year but I didn't buy is still available. Something like that. So when I went through the list of my brands that I have, I have a brands inventory where I'm writing down all the brands that I have spoken about in my new makeup releases videos and things like this. So I know, I know the links to their website and everything. So I went down that list and I thought, well, this is going to be hard. I'm probably going to just have 5 brands or something. I think it was then really easy because like in 2 seconds I was already at 12 brands, and then I just put a stop to it because I thought this is already not realistic anymore. I don't think this is really ever going to happen to try those 12 brands because there's also going to be other brands who will have spectacular releases in 2020 which will come in between, of course. So yeah, so I really want to try to do this in the style of new makeup releases videos. So I'm going to move to the side in a second, and then I'm just going to include a few pictures of like palettes that really inspired me, that I really liked. Plus I also need to say that I'm filming this on December 24th. So my kids are on Hanukkah vacation. I cannot close the door because I need to use my phone because of looking at the palettes and the things that I want to talk about. So if I close the door, I will not have Wi-Fi. So just so you know, if you hear them in the background, that's what it is. I can't help it. If you have been with me during the summer vacation, then you know how that is. All right, and then the other thing is also that this is now before Boxing Day, and all of those brands that I'm talking about I will check out during Boxing Day. So it could be that 1 or 2 or whatever I'm going to, actually purchase something from on Boxing Day, but in any case I will not get to try out the brand before 2020 because it takes weeks till it gets to me. So it'll still be valid as, counting it for 2020, even though it was purchased in 2019. All right, so we went through all the rules. Now I'm going to go to the side and we're going to go in. So there is no particular order to this, okay? It's not order of importance or anything. Just so you know, they're all basically the same, but somewhat different. I will tell you. Anyway, let's start with the 2 most unlikely ones because they are for me absolute luxury. And that is Viseart, for example, because Viseart a couple weeks ago came out with a limited edition collection or release, which was the basically Addict palette, which looked like this. Beautiful palette, so nice. And then the blue twin palette to this was the, which one was that? 1 second, the Fashion Addict palette. Both of those palettes are super amazing. I would love them to bits. I would use them to bits. Now they are limited edition as far as I know, and this was like how did they call it, the Orient edition or something like this. So that was obviously, it's sort of like on all levels this speaks to me. Both palettes are super pretty, and it's also the first release of Viseart that I ever liked, and it's like it's Orient. This is here, this is where it happens, and I would love to have those palettes. They're $60 each. I don't know. Unless they're 50% off during Boxing Day, I will probably never have them. But nevertheless, they are on my list. They might maybe sell out before I ever get a chance to buy them, but they are so beautiful. And this would definitely, if they would be available for longer or they would be on a good sale, I would really would like to have. I would really like to have them. Anyway, that is good grammar. The next one is Pat McGrath, and I don't think that is a surprise because I sort of have developed a thing for Pat McGrath, and I don't really know because that has really only happened within something like the last maybe 2 months or so, that I'm sort of I'm looking at her releases and I feel like, I get what you're thinking, it's maybe it has also to do with me being a little bit more open for other color schemes than just super colorful. But yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. Of course, this is even more than Viseart, way out of my price range, way out of my price range. But I still wanted to show you. So for example, this is the Mothership Majorness palette. It's super dark really, but I get it, you know. I for some reason there is like an invisible connection between me and Pat McGrath, and she just doesn't know it yet, you know. I don't know, I get her, you know. I don't know, I just can't actually physically get her things. So all right, so she also came out with quads, and this is for example like 3 of the quads that she came out with this year, who are super pretty. Now I don't vibe with quads, like it's just too little for me, and these are also only shimmers, but color scheme wise it's super pretty, you know. Give me something else with it and I could totally use this. I would not maybe go ahead and buy those on themselves because I would want to have mattes with it. It's just not my makeup style to just have shimmers, but it's super pretty. I mean, seriously. Then of course my most drool worthy Pat McGrath release this year was the Mothership Divine Rose palette. I don't know I don't even know what to say. This palette like blew all my brain cells in like a different order. I don't know. It just happened, and I really badly want this palette. The other palette that I really want is the, what's it called? The Midnight Sun palette. It is so pretty. It is really neutral though, but it is so pretty, and only now I'm starting to see it, you know. I don't know, I love this. So yeah, so that is Pat McGrath and Viseart that are sort of ranging a little bit outside, because it is very unlikely that I will try this because it's so expensive. All right, the next thing I really would like to try, or the next brand that I really would like to try, is Nomad Cosmetics. I have been watching them, like I found them only through starting to do my new makeup releases videos, and I have been sort of watching them or eyeing them this whole year, and they really have, you know, convinced me of what they're doing. So there, for example, we spoke also about this Lago di Como palette, the green bluish one with a little bit of neutrals, which really looks nice, you know. It's really pretty. Then there was also the Marrakesh Medina, I think, was it? Marrakesh Medina palette that was really neutral, overall neutral, with a bit of yellow and a bit of blues, which is also super pretty. I don't know, what can I say? And then there's also, and that I think was the most recent release of the ones that I'm showing you. Of course they have way more than this. This was the Tokyo palette, which is more leaning towards the pastels, but I have seen my YouTube friends doing looks with this. Beautiful. Anyway, and you know what? I commented under Nikki Raven's, I think it was even this palette, the Tokyo palette. Could that be? I'm pretty sure it was. She did, I think, like 1 palette 3 looks or something, and I commented under the video and I asked her, are there European retailers for Nomad Cosmetics? And Nomad Cosmetics themselves answered my question under Nikki's video. I thought that was awesome. These people really care, you know. That I thought that was great. That just really speaks for the brand, that they actually go, you know, they don't just glance over people like, oh, okay, so she made a video, so whatever. They even took the time to go into the comment section and read what people were saying and answering it themselves. So I thought that was awesome. It's like amazing. Nomad Cosmetics, I was really impressed when that happened. I don't know if you know that that was me, but yeah, it's me. All right, so the next brand I want to try, or really would love to try, is Menagerie Cosmetics. Now, Menagerie Cosmetics, the problem is that also they don't have a European retailer, and I think they should really think about doing that, because it would open up such a huge market for them, you know. I think a lot of people are shying away from ordering from them because the shipping to Europe, or for me to like the Middle East, is more expensive than the palette. You know, so we are paying double the price or more, and then really just getting that palette. So I don't know if that makes sense. If they would come to Beauty Bay, and I think it's like 30 euros or $30, you have to order from Beauty Bay, and then you have the worldwide shipping free. that would make so much sense. You know, I think people would order this like crazy. So that, you know, the shipping is a big deal for me, because I also have to pay for customs. It's not only shipping, and I also have to wait forever to get it because of all of this, you know. So then if I paid double what a normal person would pay, and also have to wait like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks longer than everybody else, I get punished on every level, and that just makes no sense for me, you know. But nevertheless, they have beautiful palettes. So let me show you. So this, for example, is the Dragon Child palette. I'm not 100% sure if this is available anymore, but that was, I think, their first palette. If I'm not 100% sure, but don't quote me on this one. But I think it is either the first one or one of the first ones. Super beautiful palette. Then there is the Feral palette, which is also super amazing. And I have heard so many good things about the pigmentation and everything about those shades. Beautiful. Then of course the Whale Song palette, which was one of my favorite releases this year. I didn't get it, but it's super, super beautiful. Super intrigued by this. Yeah, so that is Menagerie Cosmetics. The next thing is Melt Cosmetics. I would love to try Melt Cosmetics, and of course Melt is also quite expensive. It does not reach up to the heights of Viseart and Pat McGrath, obviously not, but still for me it is expensive. So anyway, the Amore Eterno collection that was just a couple of weeks ago, of course, was super, super pretty. And it's not just eyeshadow palettes, it's also their highlighters look super amazing. Garbage truck. Anyway, so yeah, if you hear that is the beeping, that's the garbage truck. Right, so people have to do their job. That you know, they have to, and I also have to. So anyway, then there was also the Smoke Sessions palette. I would really appreciate it if you would stop now. Could you, please? Smoke Sessions palette. I'm not here to promote drugs in anything, and I'm not here, like, I don't take this lightly, and I don't think one should put it in a palette, because I sort of feel that it makes this whole topic cute and like you can live with it, but I don't think that is right. I'm just speaking about the color scheme here now, because the color scheme is amazing. Anyway, yeah, Melt Cosmetics, if you see this, I'm so sorry, because that was not planned. Anyway, good. So that is, that was the Smoke Sessions palette. Then there was also the Gemini palette. And also here you see the highlighter next to it. Super beautiful. Also the lip products, super beautiful. I love the color scheme of the Gemini palette. I think it is super special. What can I say? It's really, really nice. Then also the Radioactive palette, right up my alley. So pretty. I could see all of those palettes working together in like a big harmony. I would love this, you know. Yeah, but I think each of their palettes is like $45 or even more, not quite sure now, but or 48 or something. That is a price tag for me. Now Melt Cosmetics I can get on Beauty Bay, so they are available in Europe, and sometimes there are sales, so I will always have my, you know, my eyes open for that. But yeah, what can I say? This is it's beautiful. I just really, really would like to try this brand. Yeah. All right. So anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is Lethal Cosmetics. And Lethal Cosmetics is German based, which is closer to me, you know, so that is nice. And also I sort of have a thing for Lethal Cosmetics, because I was born in Germany. I lived in Germany for like 21 years of my life. And this is Berlin based, you know, it's like, it's home. I sort of vibe with this because it's like fellow Germans, you know. But besides that, I mean, look at the palettes. So these, it's just so beautiful. And you can, they have of course like all these single shadows that you can put in your own custom made palettes, which is absolutely stunning and a super nice feature on their website. I'm just showing you different kinds now. So I think like 3 different palettes I'm showing you, and then you can just like build them for yourself also, you know. So that it's just like an impression of what you could do, or you could go like totally different, whatever you want, you know. So anyway, anyway, I really liked this brand, and I have heard amazing things about their quality, and I would really like to try them this year. Absolutely. So the next one is gonna come as a total surprise to you, I promise. If you know me just a tiny little bit and you have been watching my new makeup releases videos this year, you will be surprised that this one is on my list, and that is Glam Light. I know, Glam Light has been really strong, trying to annoy me this year with all the food related palettes and like crazy shaped palettes. You know, this big paint, what was it called? Paint palette. You know, that was like a painter's palette. I don't know the name anymore. And then of course the burger palette and the taco palette and all of that, which I'm sorry, I hate it. It's not me at all, but I have heard from so many people that the Glam Light formula is top notch. It's so good, and I really want to try this brand. So what am I gonna do? I went on the website and I was actually so surprised to find that they actually have normal palettes too, and I was so happy about this. I'm gonna show you. So for example, this one here is the Royalty palette. It is super pretty. Why going all out there and doing all this crazy stuff when you can create something that is so beautiful? I love this. Then the next thing, this is the perfect, wait, what's the, I don't know the name of this palette. It is super beautiful too. It's like more like rosy neutrals, totally my thing right now, with a pop of yellow, with a top of dark pop of dark brown. Really nice. Then this is the Caliente palette. I think I even spoke about this in one of my new makeup releases videos last year or this past year. It's a beautiful palette. You know, really nice. Then this one here that came out in October for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is the Miracle palette. I mean, seriously, so pretty. I so hope this coming year, 2020, they will go back to this, because I would really like to try them, but I cannot make myself go and buy a burger palette. It'll gross me out. I just cannot, you know, as much as I love the colors and as good as their eyeshadows might be, it is just so against everything I believe in, you know, when it comes to like nutrition and all of these things, and also what I feel about makeup, about classy palettes, about, you know, and I'm all for color and I'm all for going all the way crazy, but use it in the colors in the palette, but use it in a normal palette, a classy palette, a nice design, yes, but normal packaging, normal pen sizes, normal pen shapes. That is my thing. So these palettes that I just showed you, I would absolutely want to try. Absolutely, like no questions asked. This is absolutely my thing. I would love this. The next brand I have been raving about this whole last year is actually Fabled Fragrances. Fabled Fragrances, of course they produce other things than just the eyeshadows also, but they have a thing going with their brand. They have something super special about them. And yeah, so look at these highlighters, for example. These are, when did they come out? Let me just check. That was almost a year ago in January, like 2019. Super pretty. I think, really. Then these shades here, these were Halloween shades. They came out in end of September. Super grungy, super special shades that you don't just see on every street corner, you know. I love this. This is what I want to see. This is special. And then these ones here were also Halloween themed. They were also part of the Halloween collection. Also absolutely stunning shades. This is what I wanted to see now in the fall. You know, those fall themed, you know that I'm not vibing with Halloween at all. It's not part of my religion. It's not part of my life, but I do very much vibe with the like dark grungy looks and the colors that go with this. And this is really special, you know. I really like this. Then in the spring, and that came out in March, came out those spring eyeshadows that were like, how can you do this better? You can't. It's just really amazing. They also have amazing matte shadows. When you go on the website, I just cannot include so many slides here, but This brand is amazing. I would love to try them. I wish they had palettes, you know, like ready-made palettes. Not because I'm lazy, it's just I know that singles, because my single collection is really small, and as of right now I'm not really using my singles that much because I don't really think about them so much, you know. They're sort of on the sideline still of my collection, and maybe once my collection grows a little bit like the single collection, they will have like a bigger space in my heart. But right now I have a few Davina singles. I have 2 palettes of Colourpop singles and some from Kiko Milano, and that is it. So it's not really that much. So anyway, this is though, it's super amazing. I would really like to try Fabled Fragrances. The next one, and by the time you see this, I might have placed an order, hopefully during Boxing Day, is Copacetic Cosmetics. That is also not a surprise. I will most probably have ordered the Thin Ice palette on Boxing Day. And then of course there is also this new release that is going to drop. What was it? Was it New Year's? It was New Year's. Yeah, on New Year's, if you see this after, so it has already dropped. This is the Elysian, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, palette. I want that too. I want both of those palettes. I will probably have to wait for a sale to buy the second one, because they retail for $35 each, and that is, again, for a 9-pan eyeshadow palette, that is a lot of money for me personally. So but definitely, I mean, I'm never the one who has something first. I just cannot. It's not part of my life and cannot ever be part of my channel as long as I live here in Israel and everything takes so long to get to me, and as long as I have a family, thank God that I have a family of 9 people who all need to be supported, you know. So I cannot just go and spend like crazy because I have to be responsible, okay? So anyway, so that was Copacetic Cosmetics, definitely happening this year. The next thing I wanted to point out is Leorah Cosmetics. So let's start with the mattes, because I really like about Leorah Cosmetics that they also came out with mattes. That is so helpful. I love that, because there are a lot of these brands that are just coming out with shimmer shadows, and that is nice, but then you always have to combine it with some other mattes, and I love to do one brand looks, you know. It is such a nice thing to do. It's such a okay, I guess I'm like a completionist kind of a person. I like to not have to tag a million brands in one look. I like to tag Leorah Cosmetics for the whole look, you know what I mean? That is maybe just like a YouTube problem or a social media problem, and a normal person who just does makeup at home doesn't have that problem. But for me, I love to do one brand looks, okay? So anyway, so I love that they have these beautiful mattes. And then of course, just as an example of what they have, this was the 66.5 degree north, I think, collection, which is just so beautiful, sweeties. Have you seen this? So beautiful. Or of course the stained glass collection, which is you don't even know what like I don't know what to say. There's nothing coming out of my mouth. Yeah, this is how beautiful it is. This is how much I wanted. And there was one point this year where I wanted to order it and it was all sold out, because every time they launch something, it sells out so fast. So by the time Leorah comes around, yeah, it's gone. Anyway, and by the time they restock, I have already bought something else. So we were not really lucky this year to get together, Leorah Cosmetics and I, but I will try to do my best this year. I want to really try this brand. Then the next one is Be Elegant Cosmetics. I think this brand is onto something. Their last 2 releases, their last 2 palettes, if I'm not completely wrong, have absolutely spoken to me. And that was the Halloween palette, which looked like this. Unfortunately, that was limited edition, and that is, as far as I know, not available anymore, which is super sad, because I think they should make this permanent. It is a beautiful color scheme. Love it so much. This should have been permanent, sweeties. I would love this. Maybe they can just like rename it or something and bring it back or something. That would really be nice. I love this color scheme. It was super, super nice. And now, just recently, they came out with the Winter Storm palette, which looked like this, or looks like this. This is still available. And I really would like to get this palette, because of course this is still available. And also I have told you that I would really like to add one palette to my collection that is gray, silver, and black. And that is that, you know. And I like, on so many levels, this palette speaks much more to me than the Smoke Sessions, Smoke Show, the Smoke Show palette from ColourPop. Of course this one is also way more expensive, but you also get 3 more shades, and I feel like this one is more versatile. Plus, I have tried out ColourPop, and I would like to try out Be Elegant Cosmetics. So that is that. Definitely on my list. We'll also check that one out on Boxing Day. All right, and then the last one that I want to try in 2020 is Alien Cosmetics. Now, they have come out with some super stunning stuff lately, where I feel like I'm really, really intrigued. So, for example, the Summer on Earth palette. I thought that was super cute, super well done. The amazing color scheme. I really, really like this, you know. And I've also heard from YouTuber friends that Alien Cosmetics has also a very, very good formula. So yeah, I would really like to try this. Now, this is the Moody palette. Super pretty. Like, you know, I would love to have this on my eyes. Now, this I wonder what the color scheme really looks like, because this looks like the picture has been taken in shadow. So I would like to see it when it is more bright, you know, or with flash, or because here I have bright light. It doesn't help me if they take a picture of it in the shade. Of course, all the colors will look a little bit more like grungy, you know. And I think is the garbage truck coming back? Did you forget your garbage? You really. Anyway, I'm so sorry. That is a very, very nice palette. I love this. Even now, even for right now, as a winter palette, this is super, super pretty. Super pretty. And then they, of course, now my phone is acting up. Okay, so now they also, of course, came out with their holiday palette, which looked like this. I love the color scheme. I'm not crazy for the artwork. That's like, I'm not so much for showing boobs, because I'm trying to be modest in the way I'm dressing, because that is part of who I am. But color scheme wise, this is super pretty. Really, really like it. And I also introduced that on my new makeup releases video, and that was also one of my week's favorites when that came out. So I really, really would like to try Alien Cosmetics. All right, so that is it. Now we can move to the middle, and I don't have to pull out any favorites, because they are all my favorites. And I have to put in a complaint with the city, because they cannot pick up the garbage while I'm filming. Seriously, I cannot refilm this. I'm so sorry. This is life. What can we do? All right, sweeties, I'm so glad that my kids were quiet. I'm gonna go and like give them a treat or something, because that was so unexpected. But kids being quiet, but garbage truck coming by twice within like 30 minutes, that is insane. Like, something like this doesn't really happen. Anyway, let me know what you think in the description box down below. Are there brands, in like the brands that I just spoke about, that you also want to try, or that you haven't tried yet and you're also eyeing them? Or do you have experience with those brands and want to share if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, you know? So that would also be very, very helpful. And yeah, besides that, if you liked the video, then of course give the video a like. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. It is not always this interrupted. Just so you know, usually I'm doing much better. This is just, I don't know what's happening here today. It's crazy. So yeah, I'll see you here next time for my next video. If this is already in the new year, then Happy New Year. If it is still in the old year, then almost Happy New Year. And I'll see you here next time. And up until then, go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.